All right, so today we are going to be doing the interactive advanced concept presentation 2, which is the lava lamp experiment. So pretty much in this experiment, we're going to firstly identify what the reaction in the experiment is. And then secondly, we're going to identify exactly what the limiting reactant is in the experiment as well. All in all, the experiment's pretty straightforward. It is, again, something I've done in school before. Like I said, straightforward. We do have a few ingredients here that will help us formulate this experiment. Firstly, I have ourselves some water here that I'll be using for the experiment. We'll also be using some vegetable oil for the experiment. The last part of the experiment involves some Alka-Seltzer, and we'll be using that to formulate our reaction. And this empty cleaned water bottle here will be the vessel that our DIY lava lamp will be in. So we'll be putting those ingredients and contents inside of this. So to begin the experiment, I'm first going to start by pouring some of this water into the bottle. Now I only want to fill the bottle up until it's about a quarter full. Next, I have my vegetable oil here, and I'm going to fill the rest of the bottle with the vegetable oil. So we're going to do this slowly because unfortunately I cannot find myself a funnel to do this. So that's also why I'm doing it outside. So I finished pouring in the vegetable oil, and you can see the vegetable oil sitting on top of the water on the bottom. That's because vegetable oil is a lot less dense than water, which allows it to float to the top. So now here I have my Alka-Seltzer. I was advised to break up the Alka-Seltzer just to help get it into the bottle. So we're just going to break that into a few pieces here. And now we're going to add the Alka-Seltzer into the bottle, and we're going to see exactly how it reacts. So as you can see, the Alka-Seltzer is reacting with the water at the very bottom of the bottle, and is causing some gas to rise and pass through the oil, making us a lava lamp. Don't mind my wind chimes in the background. I also want to note that we are seeing the reaction start to slow down now. And now about, I'd say, 35-40 seconds has passed. You can see that the reaction at the bottom has stopped. And though there are a few more bubbles still rising in the oil, overall the reaction has calmed down quite a bit. We can also notice that there's no more Alka-Seltzer left, or at least the majority of the Alka-Seltzer has now been dissolved in the water, which gives us a hint to exactly what our limiting reactant is. So exactly what happened with the reaction. So the reaction that actually took place was a reaction between the Alka-Seltzer and the water at the bottom of the bottle, or more specifically, sodium bicarbonate, which is a main ingredient in Alka-Seltzer, reacts with water at the bottom of the bottle. So pretty much when sodium bicarbonate reacts with water, you have at the end of the reaction CO2 gas being formed. And once that CO2 gas is formed, it rises up out of the water and passes through the oil, which is why you saw a bit of bubbles. So you have a bit of water as well as that CO2 gas rising into the oil, which is causing those bubbles. So now the question is, what exactly is the limiting reactant? So the limiting reactant, as I hinted at before, is the Alka-Seltzer, or specifically the sodium bicarbonate. So you can tell that it is the limiting reactant because as soon as the Alka-Seltzer is completely dissolved and depleted, the reaction slows down. The reaction stops. As you can see here, there isn't much going on because there's no more Alka-Seltzer. So pretty much the production of the CO2 gas is completely dependent on how much sodium bicarbonate is in the reaction. So as soon as all the sodium bicarbonate is spent in the reaction stops. So you can see that there's still water left in the bottle here, which means it is available in excess, but there's no reaction going on. So that means that sodium bicarbonate is clearly the limiting reactant, because if we do add more, the reaction will resume. So for example, if I add more Alka-Seltzer to the bottle, the reaction resumes because sodium bicarbonate is now available. Hence why it is the limiting reactant in this experiment.